Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. But guys, week 4 of the UBL, the Minnesota Vikavolts taking on the Milwaukee Sawsbucks and coach Magnitude or Steve. For those who don't know, Steve actually got me into draft league battling way back in the day for GBA Season 3, which was one of the first ever draft leagues. It was the first ever draft league, and I was a part of the GBA for a really long time. Steve and I are friends. I went to his wedding. He's an awesome dude. So, yeah, man, it's exciting to show down, and I'm glad that he's in this league. We're going to be throwing down. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm excited. We picked up our first win last week, which is great. Commanding win with MandJTV kind of put in the work, and hopefully we can continue that trend. I said that I feel like I've been, you know, I initially thought this team is like the best team I drafted, and I really meant that when I said it, but in practicality and actually using it, I found that there's some small issues with it that I think could be tweaked before we kind of get too far in the season. I've been so close to making some free agent transactions, and one of the ones I've been debating is Beedrill actually got dropped into free agency, so I've been thinking about dropping Altaria for Beedrill and then making some other tweaks to the team. You might see a Selgor go in favor of something else. I don't really care if the rest of the league knows my thoughts, because if someone wants to take it, whatever. I'm obviously not set in my ways, but I was thinking about doing like a Selgor and Altaria for Beedrill and something like Tyrantrum. Thinking about trying to get a little bit more offensive power on the physical side and something that hits a little harder without having to set up, but I'm not really sure. So let me know what your thoughts are on that, and maybe I'll make that move. But either way, Steve's team, he's got a pretty good team. He's actually had a pretty good start to the season. We are in the same division, so winning this is big for the playoff implications. Let's run through his team really quickly, and I'll talk about my brings. I've got some really heat stuff, so hit that like button for that and subscribe if you're new. He's got Blacephalon, Ferrothorn, Gliscor, Granbull, Megamanectric, Torkoal, Tornadus Incarnate, Toxicroak, Vaporeon, Victory Bell, and Weavile to round things out. Dark Z is a Z Crystal, which is most notably seen on like Weavile and potentially like the Tornadus running, you know, the dark Z move with Dark Pulse. But the 6 I expect him to bring. I think Torkoal comes because it kind of checks my ALOLA Ninetales really well. Vaporeon is just really naturally bulky. I think Manetric's good because it's one of his best ways to deal with MandJTV, and it can pivot around my team pretty well. I think Ferrothorn is just too good not to bring. Blacephalon, I think he brings Choice Scarfed or Focus Sash or a Flame Charge, something like that. And then Weavile, I think, is just so good. I can see a Bandit, I can see a Life Orb set, I can see a Z move set with Swords Dance, something like that. In terms of other stuff, I mean, Gliscor could come. I mean, I could see really anything on his team coming, including like Victory Bell, stuff like that. But I ran a ton of practice matches, dude. I did like 10 or 12 practice matches, so I really tweaked this team a lot to try to get it to where I thought it was good. So let's talk about it. I'm bringing a max special defense, max HP Rotom. I was gonna bring an offensive Rotom, but there's a lot of 50-50 guessing games in that. If I bring like specs or something, I have to kind of guess right, because if I guess wrong, and it kind of puts me in a bad spot. But especially defensive Rotom is really good because it checks the Manectric, it kind of slows down Blacephalon, it handles Tornadus, it can slow down the Victory Bell. So pretty much most of his special threats I can kind of take. I got the leftovers there. I've got Overheat, Volt Switch, Pain Split, Toxic, pretty standard stuff. Toxic helps me wear down some of his bulkier threats, but generally this thing is more of a defensive pivot. It's just to kind of slow the game down, get me back some momentum, and kind of switch into some of his more offensive Pokemon. I've got MandJTV here. This is where we're bringing some good stuff, though. I've got Adrenaline Orb MandJTV. I've got a very unique set here to potentially live a Thunderbolt from a modest Manectric. I've got Tail Glow, Hidden Power, Fire, Surf, and Energy Ball. That Adrenaline Orb is really cool. If I can get him to Mega Evolve his Manectric early game, I bring my MandJTV in, I set up the Tail Glow, I knock something out in theory, because defensively he really doesn't have good switch-ins to this thing. I pretty much one-shot everything, unless he's got berries or whatever it may be. You know, and his offensive Pokemon, Weavile, Manectric, Blacephalon, they don't want to switch into a MandJTV potentially setting up. So, you know, I knock something out, and then Manectric comes in, can easily, you know, knock me out, but then I activate my Adrenaline Orb, I get a speed boost, then I'm faster than the Manectric, and hopefully I can knock that thing out or knock something else out. So just a really cool strategy. Whether it works or not, I don't know, man. If he doesn't bring Manectric, I kind of waste my item, but I honestly didn't feel like Waterium Z was that good. I can't run Z Rain Dance in this match because I really need the coverage, and you know, I thought leftovers or a berry could be good, but I just felt like let's bring some heat, let's bring the Adrenaline Orb. I've got our Selgor here, which is kind of our cleaner in this match, kind of like late game. Focus Blast, Bug Buzz, Water Shuriken, and Energy Ball. After Stealth Rocks, if we hit 3 times with Shuriken, we have a really good chance to knock out the Blacephalon, which is nice. Otherwise, this thing just pressures his whole team. Like, it outspeeds everything. It can definitely clean up the team. I have a lot of I have my EV spread having a lot of defense EVs, no HP, just in defense, so I can take an Ice Shard a little bit better, and obviously we outspeed everything that's not Choice Scarfed, and the one thing that mainly would be Scarfed in my mind would be the Blacephalon, and I can Water Shuriken that thing, so that's pretty cool. I've got Scrafty here. I was going to bring a Bulk Up set, but I think this set's better. Intimidate, Assault Vest, Kind of covers both the physical and special side. Allows me to check the Weavile. I can check the Blacephalon. I can sort of check the Manectric. And obviously I have knockoff, drain punch, slow things down. It's important for me to keep this thing healthy because Scarf Blacephalon can start to steamroll, so you really want to make sure you can handle that. But I do resist its ghost type moves, which is nice. I resist Weavile's dark type moves and so on and so forth. So we really can sponge some hits there. I like power up punch as well. If I bring it in against a Weavile, I can power up punch on the switch. He goes into Vaporeon, I get a boost, and then I can start drain punching. And same thing with Gliscor, right? I can power up punch into a Gliscor, and then my ice punches are going to be able to do more damage than he'll be able to heal essentially with you know, protect and wish and whatever else. I've got Altaria here, which is an offensive set. I love me some Altaria, but it really needs to set up to be effective. And in this situation, I was torn between a number of different sets, whether it was a defensive set with kind of some coverage like Ice Beam and stuff like that, or an offensive set that was set up. So I went with the setup set. So Return, Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Fire Blast. I kind of made some funny speed on this. It basically outspeeds max speed Modest Manectric. If he runs Timid, he'll outspeed us. I don't think he would, though. He doesn't really have a reason to. But yeah, Return, Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Fire Blast. I'm jolly. I do like 60-70% to Ferrothorn with Fire Blast, so if we can chip it down, we're in good shape there. And if I set up a Dragon Dance mid-game, he really struggles to switch in, so it's really there to just kind of break through some of his walls and allow something like a Selgor to come in and win. And then last but not least is most likely our dedicated lead, either Rotom or Donphan. Donphan sets up Stealth Rocks, which are so important in this match. His best way to remove hazards is like a Defogging Tornadus or Rapid Spinning Torkoal, so just getting up rocks early is really important. Earthquake, Rapid Spin, and Fire Fang. Fire Fang allows me to 1v1 the Ferrothorn, unless he's power whipping me. Rapid Spin I just felt like throwing on there. I had some funny sets like Endeavor, but I think Rapid Spin's just more reliable, and Earthquake does a lot. Max HP, max attack, so just kind of an offensive Donphan there. That's our squad. I left Ninetales off because, again, Torkoal, I just like felt like that was going to shut me down. I was going to bring Wobbuffet in testing. I had like a Colberberry Wobbuffet for Weavile. I just felt like it was a little too inconsistent. Gengar's great, but Pursuit Trap Weavile is really annoying. Like Scarf Gengar really does a lot to his team as a cleaner, but I think Selgor does that job better this week. And I almost brought Go-Goat, dude. I really did. I was gonna bring Go-Goat. It was gonna be like a defensive set with like Leech Seed to try to punish his switches, but again, I kind of went with this 6. So I feel really confident in our team. I feel good about the matchup, and it's a tough matchup, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we actually have a really bad matchup, but I think we can win the game. So I'm gonna do my absolute best. I'm gonna get connected with Steve right now and throw down for week 4, hopefully pick up our second win of the season. Let's do it, man. All right, guys, we are connected here with Steve or Magnitude. We are about to throw down in our week 4 match. Let's let the battle begin and see which 6 he's gonna bring. Like I said, I think these 6 are pretty likely, but again, I won't be surprised if he really mixes it up. One of the things I don't want to see like is Gramble. I feel like Gramble's actually kind of good against me. It's a little tricky for me to switch in defensively. You know, but everything else, I feel like I have a really good game plan on kind of how to approach it. So let's see what 6 he's gonna bring. Okay. I'm getting good at this. I think I've nailed like a couple teams in a row now. Okay, well that's awesome. So in my mind, he leads Pharaoh, Torkoal, Manectric, one of those. I'm gonna lead Donphan. I really like Donphan lead. It's really good against him. If he leads Weavile, I'm really not too concerned about it. I can kind of handle it if I need to. I can Earthquake it. The one big thing about Weavile is a flinch with the Icicle Crash, but generally it's not too big of an issue for me. So leading Donphan here works out really well. It matches up pretty good against his team. And yeah, so we got this 6 right. I'm gonna lead Donphan. I'm not gonna overthink this lead. I know I want to get rocks up. I know he has a Torkoal. I'm not too concerned about it. If he leads Pharaoh, I can Fire Fang it and really pressure it that way. You know, I truthfully don't really care if rocks are on my side of the field. I'd rather not have them, but they're not the end of the world. And, you know, really this match is going to come down to I need to just kind of chip away his threats. I think Manaphy is phenomenal in this game. Really glad I brought that Adrenaline Orb. Once that Manectric is Mega Evolved, my strategy with Manaphy could work out really well. I have to bring it in against something like Vaporeon or Torkoal. I can set up Tail Glow and put him in a situation where we could potentially, you know, just put in a crazy amount of work there. So that's going to be our kind of our core strategy, and then a Selgor hopefully cleans the game. So I know exactly what I want to do in this game. It's just I know Steve has a tendency to bring some crazy stuff, so he tends to overpredict as well, or make predictions rather. He's gonna lead Torkoal here, so I have a couple different things I can do. To me, I feel like Donphan against Torkoal, I mean, I can just go for a big Earthquake here and knock him for, you know, a good chunk, and he really doesn't have a good switch into just an Earthquake right now, aside from maybe his Vaporeon. So to me, I think I just go for the Earthquake here. I really want to get rocks up, but I can pressure him, so, and honestly, like a Lava Plume isn't going to do that too much to me, and if he burns me, it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to go for the Earthquake here and just get some big damage off on him. If he goes Vaporeon, that's a good switch on his part, but I would imagine he wants to get up his rocks, or he's going to Lava Plume. I guess he could go Vaporeon, but even that, it'll tell me if he's defensive or not, whether he has leftovers or whatever it may be. And with the Sun Up, I can take Scald, because that's another thing that really works in my favor. Is I can take Scalds and I can just fire off a bunch of Earthquakes against him, and then set up rocks again. So just going for an Earthquake here is really good. Again, I'm max HP, max attack, Adamant, so we're gonna be hitting pretty hard here. Yeah, he could be offensive or something like that, but I should be able to hit him with a big Earthquake here. And it's just a 2-shot, so I can pretty freely Earthquake. So let's see what he's going to do. He's either going to go for rocks or something like that, but this Earthquake's going to do over half to him, I'm sure. He's very special at offensive. I actually almost just straight up knock him out. He's going to go for Solar Beam, actually. So he's going to do a lot of damage to me here, so good prep bringing the Solar Beam, but honestly, I'm not super concerned about it because I have the Eye of Papa Berry. So I'm going to take that hit, I'm going to live it, and I'm going to be in a good spot. I'm going to be able to just kind of get my health back here, sit in a decent spot here, and I have a choice to make whether I want to get my rocks up or whether I want to just go for the KO here. I think rocks are super valuable in this match, so I'm going to just go for Stealth Rock here. If he switches, that's great. If he just lets this thing die, that's fine. Or if he just wants to let it die and go for Stealth Rocks himself, I could Rapid Spin. We could have kind of a weird Rapid Spin battle, something like that, but I just want to get my rocks up now. So I'm sure he's got 8 turns of... Actually, I wonder what his item is, since he didn't show it. I mean, he can knock me out here with Solar Beam, but if I get rocks up, he knocks me out with Solar Beam. Like, I could bring in my Manaphy, I could threaten him, I could bring in Rotom, and I could just Volt Switch. I could bring Excelgor and knock it out. I could bring in Altaria and click Earthquake, which would be nice, actually. That could bring the Weavile in. We could do a couple different things. I think maybe he just Rapid Spins here. If I'm him, I feel like I stay in Rapid Spin. He's going to switch, so I get my rocks up. That Torkoal's dead. That Torkoal is dead to rocks, dude. I am very happy right now. Okay, perfect. I get my rocks up. Vaporeon comes in. Not really concerned about this Vaporeon. I have a couple different things I can do. I can choose to save my Donphan to use it as kind of keep the Manectric from Volt Switching. I can just Earthquake here and let him try to knock me out with Scalds. I can go into my Manaphy. I can also go into my Altaria. I don't want to get burned right now. Do I care? I mean, I'm in a situation right now where Manaphy puts in so much work, but I want him to Mega Evolve that Manectric. I don't think it's worth... I mean, I can go Rotom here. His Scald really isn't going to do that much to me if I go Rotom. He can't Wish because that Torkoal dies on Rock Sentry. So I'm not really super concerned about that. How many turns of Sun does he have left? Because I could go Rotom here. He's got 3 turns of Sun left. I think I could just go Rotom, because, like, really, Rotom isn't going to take much from him, considering. And, I mean, if I get... I can just Volt Switch, and I can start to pivot out. Rotom shouldn't take much, and I can really threaten him with Overheat or just Toxic. Like, Toxic's really good against him, too. And in Sun, he's really not going to do much to me, so I'm just going to go Rotom here. I think I saved Donphan. I really don't see why I let Donphan just go down. That would be kind of dumb, I think. I think it still actually has some viability in this match. So he's going to go for the Ice Beam. I think he predicted the Altaria. I almost made that play, so good play there going for Ice Beam. We're going to just take it, get some health back, no big deal. I have a couple options here. I think Toxic is just my best play, honestly. If he goes Pharaoh, I mean, I really threaten that with Overheat. Toxic whittles down everything. I mean, I feel like he could go Torkoal here, but realistically, like, I think I just Toxic because the Scald isn't going to do much to me, and I can get a Poison off on this Vaporeon. And if he tries to predict like an electric move and go into Manectric, I Toxic it, so I'm not really concerned. He goes into Manectric. I'm going to get a Toxic off of this thing, and that is going to force him to Mega Evolve, which is phenomenal. So I get the Toxic off, which is great. I expect him to Volt Switch. I'm going to Volt Switch myself. He has to Mega Evolve, so I expect him to just Volt Switch here. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch on his Volt Switch. He could have Hidden Power Rock or something like that. He could have like something crazy, but he's faster than me. He's got to Mega Evolve if he stays in. I have no reason to not just click Volt Switch here, so I'm going to do just that. He has to Mega Evolve. I expect him to Mega Evolve and Volt Switch. I then get to Volt Switch and kind of gain momentum. He might sack off Torkoal at that point, but my Rotom looks so good against this team right now. Especially now that I've poisoned this Manectric. So that's really good. My Manaphy set I'm really liking in this match. I think if I can get it in against that Vaporeon and he doesn't have Roar, I get to click Tail Glow. And his best switch in would be the Ferrothorn. I can pressure that thing with HP Fire. I don't think he's carrying Power Whip. He's gonna Mega Evolve. He has to stay in. If he goes for HP Rock or something, good play, but I would imagine he just Volt Switches here. He probably expected me to Volt Switch before, so he gets an Intimidate off. Again, we want that with our Manaphy later. And he goes for the Thunderbolt, actually, so that's fine. I'm expecting this to be a modest Thunderbolt. That does a good chunk to me, but not anything I have to really be concerned with. I can just Volt Switch out here. So I can go into my Altaria now, and I can Dragon Dance, which is definitely an option. What does Altaria do here? Sun is gone. I can Dragon Dance. I can pressure the Ferrothorn if it switches in. I think it's a little early for that. I think I go Donphan and then double back into Voltergeist. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because if he's got HP Ice, Rotom doesn't care about it, and really Rotom doesn't care about anything, and he's not going to Volt Switch into a Donphan right now. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I'm not really concerned about that. So I'm going to double back into my Rotom here. I'm just going to double right back into it so I can get some leftovers recovery back, and we can do the same thing again and Volt Switch. Since he didn't bring Tornadus, I really don't need my Rotom super, like, as much as I did before. And I've got him weakened to the point where I think Aselgor can actually put in the work. So Aselgor looks tremendous in this match as well. Now that Torkoal is pretty much eliminated, I need to get some more damage on a couple things, his defensive Pokemon, but Aselgor looks like it can clean up in this game as well. Especially since I won the Hazard War, which was just so big in this match. So bringing in offensive Donphan with the berry was clutch. That's another thing that's really nice. And I'm sure he's got Hidden Power Ice. Like, I feel like there was no other Hidden Power that really made sense. So I doubt I doubt he Volt Switches here. I think he either HP Ices if he thinks he's going to kill me, or he's going to switch out into something that he thinks can handle Rotom. But he's going to go out into Ferrothorn. That's fine. I can overheat this thing. And I'm in a situation where I don't even really feel like I need to predict. I think I can just overheat. So because what happens? He's going to go into his Vaporeon, and I can just Toxic that too, which is honestly super valuable to me. So, like, I just overheat here. I don't think we need to make any predictions, to be honest. His Pharaoh is lefties, okay, and his Manectric's at about 50%. I didn't exactly see the percentage, but he's about 50. Okay, I just overheat here, honestly. I don't see any reason to not. If he goes Vaporeon, so be it. I don't really care. I can Toxic it. I can also Volt Switch out. Like, again, like, he has to figure out a way to get something in against me to pressure me, and nothing on his team wants to take Toxic, so if he wants to, like, switch around between Ferrothorn and whatever and try to set up hazards or something, like, that's fine too, but I still have my Donphan, so I know he's not Okaberry as well, which is very nice. I mean, my overheat is so obvious here, but he also doesn't want to go Vaporeon and take a Volt Switch either, so he's in kind of a bind. I think his best play is go Torkoal, in my opinion. You just go Torkoal here, 100%. And then give yourself a switch into Weavile or something. Or Vaporeon, one of the two. But then I Volt Switch. So, I mean, he's going to stay in. I'm going to hit this overheat, dude. This should just knock this thing out. I don't see how he lives this. That's huge for me, man. Rotom kills Pharaoh with overheat. So the Ferrothorn goes down, which is huge. I get some nice juicy health back with the leftovers. And I'm failing to see how he beats my Rotom here in this point of the match. I mean, Weavile sets up. That's probably his best answer right now is Weavile trying to set up on me. But my Manaphy, at this point, Manaphy, if it can get a Tail Glow Up, wins. So I just have to find an opportunity to get it in against Vaporeon, which is doable, very doable. He may go Vaporeon here. I think he goes Weavile in my guess. But even Weavile, what is Weavile gonna do? At -2, I would imagine I still kill Weavile, because he's gonna take rocks damage. No, I'm not gonna knock him out. I'm not gonna knock him out. But I put him in Shuriken range, so that's something. I put him in Water Shuriken range, which I think I Volt Switch if Weavile comes in, or I Hard Switch into Scrafty. The one thing I don't want to lose to in this game is I don't want to lose that Blacephalon. Obviously, with Choice Scarf, that thing is a monster. I do not want to allow that Blacephalon to come in with a Choice Scarf and just start obliterating things. Here comes the Weavile. Okay. He's going to take Stealth Rocks damage. I mean, he can knock off here and do a lot of damage to me. That's his best play. I think I go Scrafty, though. Because what is Scrafty going to take? from a Weavile. I doubt he has low kick. I doubt he has low kick. Do I need my Rotom anymore? I really don't feel like I do. I think I Volt Switch for damage. Because the calc I'm looking at, I really don't think Rotom does much for me in this match anymore. That's if he's banded. And if he Swords Dances, I still get my Scrafty in. I'm just going to Volt Switch. It's not going to do much, but I can take a hit from him. I can take a knockoff. And I'll find out if he's Life Orb or Banded or whatever. I'm at 142 out of 157. I don't think he could just set up on me. So, -2 Volt Switch is going to do 15-20%. He's going to knock off. That's fine. Let's find out what item he has. He's not banded. Alright. So he doesn't have an item. He has knockoff. That's fine. And I think I bring in... I mean, I could bring in Manaphy, but I think that's a bad idea. I think I just bring in Callum here. Or Hoodlum. I call him Callum every time. And I can just Power Up Punch. I don't think there's any way he goes Blacephalon here. And even if he does, I don't care. I think I just Power Up Punch. It should kill. Scrafty versus Weavile. Power Up Punch definitely kills, so I'm just going to go for it. That way, if he goes Vaporeon, I get the +1 and I can pressure that thing as well. So let's go for Power Up Punch. This thing is just meant to defensively check things. He's going to switch. He probably goes Vaporeon. He goes Manectric, actually. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. He gets Intimidate. No big deal. I'm going to get a Power Up Punch off. Not going to do much. I get a +1. It's going to neutralize it. I could try to stay in this match here. I think I have to go into Rhesus right now. Like, I could keep Callum in here and knock something out with a knockoff. I don't think that's worth it at all, though, to be perfectly honest. I also don't want to allow him to Volt Switch. But at the same time, what is he going to Volt Switch into? I guess he goes into Blacephalon. I'm going to go Voltergeist here. It's my lowest health thing. It's kind of a middle ground play. He's getting really worn down here. Rhesus is good too. I mean, the only reason I don't really need Rhesus at this point in the match. I'm gonna go Rhesus. I don't need it. I think Rotom has utility still because it can Volt Switch and Toxic the Vaporeon. I don't think Rhesus does anything in this match. It could just stop his Volt Switch here. So let's see if he goes for it. He goes for T-Bolt. Okay, perfect. Now, I think he could Volt Switch here, probably. Do I just stay in? Like, does he HP Ice? What does he do here? I kind of want him to stay alive because of Manaphy, but I don't even know if I'm going to need that in this point in the match. Because I'm in a situation now where a Selgor is looking insanely good against him. I need damage off on Vaporeon more than anything. Okay, so I feel like my switch into Rotom is so obvious. I feel like he Volt Switches. Does anything want to take an Earthquake for me? No. I think I'm going to just Earthquake. It's going to be a double down otherwise. Does he kill me with HP Ice? I'm sure he does. Dude, I hate to throw away my Donphan right now for no reason. He definitely kills me with HP Ice. I hate to just throw away my Donphan, but like, do I need my Donphan? This thing is going to die to one more turn of poison. I'm going to Earthquake and predict the Volt Switch. He Hidden Power Ices. Okay. Oh, it's not Hidden Power Ice, dude. Wow. Alright, Donphan kills Manectric with EQ. I think that was a misbreed. It might work out for him in some ways, but because he gets Blacephalon in, but I guess I just go Scrafty anyway. I'm going to assume that was misbred. Here comes Blacephalon. Alright, Calm Mind is really scary, but I have a full health Scrafty, so I think I just go into that. Scrafty's in a great spot to just knock off, so I'm gonna go Scrafty. I don't think there's any way he like shuts Scrafty down here. Like Calm Mind's kind of scary. Trick Scarf is kind of scary. I mean, there's a couple things, but I don't see how he's gonna just Shadow Ball. That's fine. I get a free. That does absolutely nothing. I get a free knockoff here. I don't have to predict. No, I don't have to predict. He probably sacks Torkoal. Yep. Goes Vaporeon. I'm really surprised he's keeping this Torkoal around. I don't really get it, to be honest, but This is fine by me. I get a knockoff on this Vaporeon. I get rid of its leftovers. That's going to be huge. I have no reason to keep this thing in. At this point, I go into Manaphy, I think, and pressure this Vaporeon. And now Blacephalon's going to be at 50% after rocks, which means Water Shuriken is a much better chance to kill it. He just Scalds here. Is there any reason why I think I just Energy Ball, actually. I don't see why I set up. Is there any reason to set up? I don't think so. I think I just Energy Ball. There's no reason to set up at this point in the match. I'm just going to Energy Ball. Tail Glow doesn't give me any advantage here. He doesn't have his leftovers. I don't want to allow him to just like Wish Protect or something. He's going to switch. Okay. He goes into Weavile. I don't know if this Weavile is going to want to take this Energy Ball, if I'm being honest. I think we're going to knock this thing out. So, Manaphy kills... I'll max attack, so... Alright. Weavile goes down. He's got a Vaporeon, a Torkoal that dies to rocks, and a Blacephalon that dies to Surf. So, I don't know... Maybe he goes Blacephalon, predicts the Surf, goes into Vaporeon to get health. I don't know. I don't know what he does here. But I like our positioning a lot. I really do. I like where we're at in this match. I'm really surprised he's kept that Torkoal around as long as he had. He could have easily sacked it off multiple times. I don't understand that. Unless it's gonna live on one, like you know, that would be the only thing. But Blacephalon, at this point in the match, a Selgor wins. A Selgor Energy Ball kills Vaporeon. Here comes Blacephalon. I think he is gonna make the switch into Vaporeon here. I don't know if there's any reason for me to overpredict. Like, I mean, in my head, he makes the switch here, to be honest. I think I just Tail Glow. Like, is there any... It's so dumb, like, I don't want to make a stupid play here. I feel like he just goes Vaporeon right now on the Surf, the obvious Surf. But so what, he gets some health back? What does that do for him? Then he's got to take another Energy Ball to the face. I'm just going to Surf, dude. I don't care if he goes Vaporeon. He's going to Shadow Ball. Okay. It doesn't matter. We're eating this hit, dude. Manaphy kills Blacephalon with Surf. I didn't have to overpredict. There was no reason to. That would have been dumb. So he goes into Vaporeon, he gets the Water Absorb, and then what? I Tail Glow, I Energy Ball. Like, it was no reason there to Tail Glow, because all I'm doing is giving that Blacephalon a chance to do something, which Scrafty really prevents anyway. So we should be alright there. Here comes Vaporeon. After Rocks damage, this thing dies to Energy Ball. So we could just Energy Ball it now. There's a chance he lives, but I don't think he can really do anything. And the fact that he's Scald Ice Beam means that he doesn't have Wish Protect, or he doesn't have Heal Bell or whatever. So actually doesn't kill. He's gonna Scald, but we'll knock him out on the following turn. Does he get a burn? Yeah, he does get the burn. If he has Protect, he could try to stall a couple turns here, but it's not gonna make a difference. I just Energy Ball. So we'll just Energy Ball. Man, if he should get this kill though, or he goes Torkoal and tries to stall with Protects, but I think we could take enough energy, enough turns. So looks like Manaphy's actually gonna put in some work this game, which is really cool. Definitely stoked about that. Definitely stoked about that. And I just realized we are in a situation of 6-0 here, which is sick, dude. Let's see here. Okay, cool. Manaphy's gonna kill the Vaporeon. That's a very special Vaporeon. I wonder if he's AV actually. With E-Ball, and now Torkoal comes in. If Torkoal lives, that's fine. It dies. If it lives to Stealth Rock, so that would kind of explain his decision making earlier. But I felt like he was 25%. Oh, I forgot my HP bar this whole time. He's dead. So Donphan kills him with Stealth Rocks. Okay. Donphan kills Torkoal with Stealth Rocks. G's, my man Steve. Hey, you know what though? My man Steve, he's an awesome dude. I love the guy. If it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here on YouTube. Big inspiration for me getting started in the Draft League. And go show him some love, man. Please go subscribe to his channel. Hit the like button on his video. He's a great dude. And I feel good, man. I honestly, I feel so good right now. I've been spending a tremendous amount of time preparing right now. I've been really putting a lot of time into this league, especially after the 0-2 start. I want to come back. I want to win. I want to do well for you guys, and I think my preparation and my consistent mulling over this team, I really tweaked this team a lot. Like I said, I had bulk up Scrafty at one point. I had a number of different Manaphy sets. I had a couple different Altaria sets. I had Wobbuffet on the team. I had Ninetales on the team. I had an Endeavor Donphan. I had Bright Powder Donphan at one point. I really went through all the options and calculated every single EV spread for this match because I really wanted to win, and I want to win. I want to do well in every league I'm in, and I want to make playoffs, man. So 2-2, we're on a clean slate now. Let's move forward. aDrive Army, Vikavolts are going to do it. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace. Thanks so much for checking out my last video. If you like that one, you'll definitely like this one. And be sure to subscribe for more as I post Pokemon videos every single day.